guys, it's Coco. So I'm kind of a little bit sick and sniffly, so you might be able to hear that I'm like a little bit nasal-y sounding, but I hope that you don't notice that all too much. So a while back I did a video called Things That Guys Should Stop Doing, and in the video I said I could also do this about girls. And you guys were like, yes, do it about girls as well. So here I am doing that. So like I did in the other video, I want to preface this video by saying I am guilty of every single one of these things on this list. I'm just saying this so that we can all acknowledge it and work on it. This is not to be bashing or whatever. I mean, we can all agree that we make mistakes and that there's things that we can work on, right? And also, I'm not trying to say that every girl does this, but I know I personally did all of these, and I'm trying to work on them because, yeah. Okay, let's get right into the list. The first thing is asking questions that you don't actually want the answer to. Sometimes girls have the tendency to ask a question. The reason behind it is kind of like twisted because we kind of want the other person to feel guilty while they answer us. So we ask a question like, oh, so you've kissed other girls? And like, of course they've kissed other girls and there's nothing wrong with that, but you're making them feel like there's something wrong with that. So whatever they're gonna answer, if it's yes, then you're like angry at them or whatever like that, or and you make them feel bad for it, so like that's not the right answer. But if they say no, you're like, you're obviously lying because I know that you had other girls, and then it's also a bad answer. So there's no right answer. You don't want to know the answer, but still you ask just because you want to make that person like feel bad, but then it also affects you, and it's really just, there's no winners, and we should really stop doing that. Also, we should stop testing people, so making them believe in something that's not actually real just to see their reaction to it so that we know what kind of a person they are. It's really shitty to put someone in that kind of a situation because you might tell them something that's very worrying and stuff, and you're just kind of taking advantage of them a little bit and lying to them, and that's really not nice, even though it might be from a good place and they might just, you know, pass the test. But testing people is kind of mean and you shouldn't do that. Another one, and I'm super guilty of this, is saying I don't care when you actually do have a preference, or when you actually would not want a few things. So like when someone asks you where do you want to eat, and you're like, I don't care, I want to eat everywhere, but then you don't like Chinese food and you don't like McDonald's, but you're saying I don't care, and so they end up picking something that you don't like, and then you get mad about it. Because if you just don't say anything about it, then okay, but if you then get mad about it, well, you said I don't care in the beginning, that's really, really unfair, and you're really making someone feel shitty for something that's not their fault at all. So if you do have a preference, then say so. And also, sometimes you can feel like we don't have a preference, we just have a few things that we wouldn't want, then say that. You might be afraid that it comes across as like negative or something, but it doesn't really. It's just nicer for someone to know what they're dealing with than to hear I don't care while you actually do care. Next one is passive aggressiveness, especially over WhatsApp. Or I don't know what you guys use, but here in the Netherlands everyone uses WhatsApp. But especially towards guys, because kind of girls kind of understand, like, you know, the passive aggressiveness, because we kind of all do that. But if you're being passive aggressive towards a guy, guys are not that good at communicating over text. Not every guy, but a lot of guys are not. And they don't get that you're being passive aggressive. They just think that you're busy or something, or that you don't have time to type, or they might just not think anything of it at all. While for you, the fact that you didn't put an emoji means that you're angry as fuck. Like, he doesn't get that, but you get that. And we should stop doing that and just be clear. If we're mad, just say I'm mad, because it's, once again, not fair to the other person to be really passive aggressive and to not have them understand, and to actually get mad at them for not understanding, because that's not their fault. Another thing that we should stop doing is bringing up old fights. And this is a saying that we have in Dutch, and it's oude koeien uit de sloot halen. And I don't know why we call it that, but it's basically translates to getting old cows out of the sloot, like river, something. Oh no, oh that's nice, thank you, lighting. Well, there's no point of getting them out because they're already dead. Same goes for fights, and I'm guilty of this, bringing up old fights that may have something to do with the thing that's going on right now. But listen, if for example you didn't get mad at something at that time, it's not fair to get mad about it now. Like, you should have gotten mad about it then, and then just be done with it. don't bring up old fights, because then everything is going to stack and it's going to explode and it's going to be horrible. And if there was something bothering you at that time, you should have dealt with it then and not bring it up now, because it's in the past. It's done. Another thing, and I'm so guilty, is getting mad at someone you're not actually dating. Like, for example, when you're out with girls and you see this guy doing something and you like that guy, and then you get mad at him, but you're not actually in a relationship with him. Like, you're not dating, so you have literally no right to get mad at them. And I know how it feels. Like, I understand you guys. I understand you like 150%. But that's not okay, and we should really like try and not do that and keep quiet, because it's really none of our business. And if someone else would have done that to us, we would have been like, what the fuck? Like, if any guy would get mad at you while you're going out and you're not in a relationship with that guy, you'd be like, what are you thinking? So, like, we should do the same. No double standards right here. This lighting is so bothering me right now. Oh, I love it. And then the last thing is something completely unrelated to guys, but it's girls among each other, is hating on girls that we don't actually know. Some girls might have a certain reputation, or you might see them walking around, and that can lead you to believe certain things about them. And a lot of girls hate on girls that they just heard stories about, or that they've just seen walking around, but they don't actually know them. They haven't actually talked to them, and they just don't know. And it's so not cool. People have talked behind my back about me, and I hadn't even talked to them ever in my life. Like, I haven't spoken to them ever. And it's just not fair, and it's really hurtful towards that other person, because you haven't even given them the slightest chance. And if you get to know them, there might be a lot of reasons behind what they're doing, and it might not be true at all. So that's really important to find out. So that was my list of things that I feel like girls should stop doing. Once again, this is not about all girls. The other video was not about all guys. This is just so that we can relate, and that we can acknowledge, and that we can work on this. So I hope that you're getting the positive vibe. Don't forget to subscribe for LoveLife videos every single Thursday. And yeah, I'll see you later. Bye!